Today I'm going to show you this completed corner of my bedroom and a small distressing project. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome to the Peaceful Home. If you're new here, I'm Teresa Elling. I'm a professional organizer, parenting coach, wife and homeschool mom to 6 graduated kids. We also have a whole pack of grandkids now, 6 with 1 on the way, and I talk about all things home and family on this channel. I didn't have any photos of this space before, but I screenshotted a couple of things from previous videos just to give you a look. These are terrible photos, but this is what it looked like before. I had a bookshelf here that had all of my paperwork. It had a lot of books that I was planning on reading and my file system, and all of that got moved into my new office. I'll link that video below, as well as the master suite reveal, kind of showing you my plan for this room, in case you missed those videos. Now, this table belonged to my grandparents. It was in their cabin for all of my years of growing up there, and so it holds special memories for me. It's a gorgeous drop leaf table, and it was serving as my nightstand for quite a while, and I was able to move it over to here and make it my book table. I love books, and I really wanted this space when I first walk into my room to be beautiful and to be filled with things that I love. So I ended up bringing my decor books, all of my decorating books, my organizing books that were in my office. I ended up bringing them in here and just putting them down on the floor underneath the table. And I love stacked books on the floor. I also have a few here. I've got a couple that I stacked up, and this is one of my favorite ways to display books. Changing from vertical to horizontal really just changes things up, and it's really pleasing to the eye. I've got a couple of books here. If you've never read the original Cheaper by the Dozen, it is hilarious. I highly recommend it. I will post a link below. Such a great book. We did that as a read aloud for homeschool with my kids growing up, and the sequel, Bells on Their Toes, is just as funny. So I've placed these books horizontally, and on top I have this little glass box that was my grandmother's. Now, my grandmother and my grandfather traveled all over the world, and everywhere they went, you have to remember that this is in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and everybody smoked cigarettes. And you would go to a restaurant, a hotel, a bar, and they would have matchbooks. So you could get a matchbook, with the restaurant's name or a logo or a photo, and they collected these everywhere they went. It's such a special memory for me. And so I have part of the collection here in the box, and this sat up on my grandmother's mantle. I have some beautiful vintage linen books that I've just stacked up. And this is something that I thrifted that was a dark wood, and I'm going to show you how I distressed this. I just covered it with some paint. I had a really inexpensive chalk paint that I used. You really could use a house paint. When I'm doing projects like this, honestly, I will use just about anything that I have. And then I like to use a sander to hit the edges. Anything that you would naturally touch is where a piece would be worn. And so that's what I did, and I think it just looks so pretty, and it fits in with the style of the room. I have a few more books stacked up there with the fern, and I actually had another plant there for a while. Sometimes when you're looking at a vignette and you just think something's not quite right here, and I swapped out for this plant, and I think it just looks amazing here. This painting is very special to me. This is of the river up where our family cabins are. And this was actually the spot right below my grandparents' cabin where this table was. And I love this beautiful gold frame. It is just perfect for here. I thought about hanging it. And actually, originally, I was thinking that I might do a few small landscapes here. But when I realized I need a home for this, I thought it was the perfect spot. And I ended up not hanging it, but just leaning it against the wall. And I think it's a really good fit. Now up here is a piece that actually matches the armoire that I just whitewashed. And I will link that video below. I did a complete tutorial on taking this orangish wood. You can do it with dark wood where you sand it first and then you whitewash, and it gives this light raw wood look. I am clearly going to have two types of wood finish in this room, a very dark and a very light raw wood. I had some medium colored stains, and with all of that, I'm either taking it light or dark, because kind of like mixing metals, you might want to have 1 to 2 metals in a room, but not more than that. If you're putting in brushed nickel and brass and gold all in the same room, it can look a little bit cluttery. So even with wood tones, it's best to have, I would say 2 at the most in a room. Now, when you're doing an eclectic style, that isn't always the case, and we don't want a really matchy look. So having the variety is good, you just don't want too much variety. So here's my question for you. Should I stain this darker to match the table, or should I whitewash it like the armoire? If you could comment below and let me know, that would help me. I might be leaning towards whitewashing just so that I'm carrying that color over, but I feel like the dark would look really great too, because as it is right now, I don't think it looks bad. I just want to get rid of that orange tinge, so just a little bit darker might be great, or lighter. And then up at the top, I have a figurine, another potted faux plant, and one of my small English blue and white pictures. Well, this is it for today. I just wanted to catch you up with an area that I have completed. Other than redoing this, it's pretty much done, and I love the way it looks. It really does just bring me joy when I walk into my bedroom. I'm still working on a few more projects and hope to finish up soon. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and then you will be notified of upcoming videos as I try to finish my French country bedroom. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Peaceful Home. Have a great day.